Our guest tonight is like half rock star, half activist. He was just named today one of 2013's top black influencers by The Root. Now he makes CNN a little cooler as co-host on Crossfire. Give it up for Van Jones, everybody. Van Jones!
We cannot have an adult conversation now in Washington, D.C. about anything.
Joining me now is Van Jones, the president and co-founder of Rebuild the Dream.
But we also need to be much more attentive. Nothing stops a bullet like a job. Nothing gets a young man to act like a young man by having good mentorship and good role models. We should be focused on that, too.
I totally agree.
You never have a show where both sides have to sit down, even Steven, face-to-face, around a table, and talk, and really have the debate.
My test for success will be, does it help the single mom who's forced to work 29 hours a week and is struggling? And if it does, it's a good outcome.
Let's talk about those
and
single
if it
moms.
doesn't, it's a lousy outcome.
Let's talk about those single moms. In your state, sir, in your state, 25% of the people in your state have no health insurance at all. You have a Rwanda on one side and Iraq on the other. A Rwanda where we don't do anything and there's a disaster. We have Iraq where we do something reckless and stupid and there's a disaster. And there's a winding road between those two outcomes. And this president, yeah, he's zigging and he's zagging because it's a zigzaggy road. And I'm afraid that we don't recognize when somebody's actually trying in the moment to do the right thing. They will run away from their own ideas if they think a Democrat embraces them. It was a Republican idea to have cap and trade, a market-based, business-friendly solution for carbon and climate problems. That was a Heritage Foundation that came up with cap and trade. We were saying carbon tax. To chase them, we moved to cap and trade, and they moved on to don't do anything. Climate change isn't even real. Kalamazoo, Michigan, there was a pipeline trying to move that stuff. That is pipe-eating goo. That is not oil. And that pipeline cracked, and when that stuff hit the water, nobody knew what to do with it. And so now we spent almost $1 billion. It's been 4 years, and the Kalamazoo River may never come back. That's from one leak. This is not oil. This is a pipe-eating, planet-cooking, water-fouling goo that nobody knows what to do with.
If you fail to act now to deal with this crisis, that is a gun pointed at the head of the future.
Do you think that the international community is more concerned about the red line?
I think we are clear. A red line has been crossed. It's not because Obama said it. It's because there's a red line in the human consciousness and morality. You don't gas children.
It's a cultural question.
It's a cultural question, but you now have two theologies. One says, background checks is this article of faith that will solve every problem. This other theology that says we can't trust America's government. We're so afraid of America's government and disdainful of America's government that we won't give them any power to protect our children. Those two theologies, neither one are going to solve the problem. You have to really get down to the secondary, the tertiary, the root of these debates and discussions. I think America needs that. I want to start with you, sir. Why won't you take yes for an answer and celebrate Obamacare with the rest of us?
I saw a clip of the show, I was watching the show, and Newt Gingrich was on some rant about, I'm quoting directly, and you were just looking at him, and I was like, you were just like steady looking at him, like, what's going through Van's mind right now?
I would tell you the truth, I'm gonna shock you. The guy is a genius. That's what was going through my mind.
I just had a stroke, I'm sorry. Okay.
We had a founding dream that was about equality, and as a country, year after year, decade after decade, we've been closing the gap between that founding reality and that founding dream. That no country in the world can say that. And I just think it's sad that we even have to defend that we're a special place. I don't come from a traditional Washington, D.C. background. I'm not somebody who ran for public office or worked a long time in government. I mainly come from grassroots organizations, grassroots politics, helping kids in urban environments. And I'm hoping that some of the stuff, just a common sense that you pick up working at the neighborhood level, we might be able to translate over into the show.